I'm Leah Greenwald. I'm a New Yorker who came to Boston to go to MIT Architecture School. For over 20 years, my architecture practice has been residential projects, mainly renovations, with a specialty in kitchen design. And for over 20 years, I've cooked a lot for my husband and triplets. So I care a lot about a kitchen being logical in layout as well as beautiful in design. I've written an article for the Globe Sunday magazine about kitchen design, and I use a 5-page kitchen survey to determine a project's needs. I want my clients to be happy every time they walk into their kitchen. Hi, we're standing in the gutted kitchen of the L family. The L family is a nice young couple with a very young baby. They're hoping to have more kids, and they'd like their kitchen to be a place where they can all congregate. So let's measure how big this kitchen is from side to side. From the window wall, which is where the sink is going to be, to what is now the bearing wall that the original kitchen was in, is about 11 feet. Now, the client would like to have a 2-foot or so deep counter at the window for the sink cabinets. Then a walkway, which should be about 3.5 feet at least, so that 2 people can pass each other without bumping into each other. Then an island, which was about 3 feet to allow for its countertop to overhang, so that you can put a stool next to it and have a place to sit. Another walkway after that, another 3.5 feet, which brings us beyond this 11-foot dimension already. And then after that, another counter, which would be either 2 feet or 1 foot deep if it's shallow cabinets. And you add all of that up, you get 13'6" to about 15. And that's why we want to take this wall out and put the partition between the kitchen and the dining room a few feet in that direction. I have a 5-page kitchen survey that I ask clients to fill out. It asks a lot of general and specific questions about how they use a kitchen and what their specific needs are. And it's important for the designer to know that ahead of time. One question I like to ask is, through which door in the house does one enter carrying groceries and packages? I like to be able to think of the path you take and how you can put those things down right away, and where you're putting them down as you're figuring out what goes into the fridge and what goes into the pantry, etc. If you stir fry a lot and with a lot of spices, you want to have a really good wide hood, and you wouldn't want to have a cooktop in an island. If you bake a lot, especially at certain times of the year, you might want to have more than one oven. You might want to make sure you have lots of countertops for rolling things out, cutting out the cookies, stacking them all up as they're decorated.
So limiting to just the kitchen, breakfast, and dining area here.
Basically, okay. Right. And I have 3 schemes with a variation on them. One thing I like about it, and we need to test this with the size of dining room table. I mean, I see you've got a nice dining room table, and it expands, and we just want to sketch it and make sure it's going to fit in whatever dining room is the leftover space. Depending on how you cook, sometimes you want to have a slightly wider hood than the cooktop. No matter how good your hood, they'll rise and they'll go upstairs, and suddenly you'll get in bed and there's chicken with 40 cloves of garlic. So I believe, and if you close doors, it makes a difference. You have a post here, but you have this only counter height, and you can look across this way.
If you did something like this, would you consider building like a bench to make it like a real breakfast nook?
You certainly could.
I saved a picture yesterday that I found online with just great storage in the island. So like get rid of these stools because there's seating and seating. Yeah. And have just like a ton of storage in the island.
Was it a double-sided island?
Like
so there was cabinets on both sides. Well, that would be an island that was roughly 4 feet wide. So you'd want to have you'd want to have it right next to there, and use this as circulation space. That's 4 feet. That's That's about 4 feet.
You're saying it's snug in between.
You have, exactly. So you have cabinets that are base cabinets that can open this way and base cabinets that can open this way. Here's the story I was told in architecture school. I'm here on City Hall Plaza, and when the building was completed, but the plaza was still being finished, the offices of the BRA were up on the top floor. Some high-ranking fellow there was gazing out the window idly and noticed that one of the nice Italian masons working on the plaza had started putting in bricks in, God forbid, a pattern. He supposedly rushed right downstairs and made the guy stop. But they'd never tore up what he had done. You can see this diamond pattern. This pattern, he started making another diamond, and they made him stop right here.
Leah Greenwald, architect. Since your appearance in 1988, big changes in your life.
Yes.
Family-wise.
Yes.
Tell the folks.
I had triplet boys.
Wow. Way to go. How old are they now?
Well, since they were born, they've gotten 15 years older, and I've gotten 45 years older.
I know exactly how you feel and what you're referring to.